Make sure we're recording this time. It's time for the most dangerous acronym in potting. It's the D3A show. Guess what, listeners? The daddies are back. It's time to talk wrestling with the kings. It's time for an all-new episode of the Three Amigos Show podcast. Without any further ado, let's introduce you to the esteemed host of the Three Amigos Show. First off, it is me. I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. I missed y'all last week. Hopefully you missed me, but I am back. And as always, there's no shook hands in Brooklyn. If you don't know me, you will. I am now the conversationalist turned oracle. I am brilliant, bright, but still always willing to fight. That's what the line is, mash out. Based on last week's episode, I am Brandon Thoughts. Second, and definitely nowhere near last but not least, he is hailing originally from the livest borough, Brooklyn, Flatbush. He was once all in. He still might be double or nothing. He's the voice of our very own turnbuckle talk and the realest on the turntables. He's the grand opening and grand closing, Mr. High Profile himself. He is the Panamanian God. He is the Mesha Key.
Yes. Here I am. I'm so happy you did it this week because last week I totally forgot everything I was supposed to say for myself. So nonetheless, I'm so happy that you did my intro again this week. It sounds much better coming from you.
I highly appreciate it. You know what? You guys did your best that you could do, and I appreciate it. You still held down the fort. It was a great show. If you guys are tuning in right now, make sure you hit that subscribe button right there on YouTube. We want to make sure that what is it, red turn gray? Is that how it goes? There you go. Make sure that red turn gray, and make sure you are subscribing. If you're watching us on YouTube live in the world right now, what's up, y'all? And those of you that's going to listen to this later on, wherever you at, you could have been anywhere in the world, you're here with us. But back into our intros, hailing from the concrete jungle, Brooklyn as well. He is standing today at 6'9". He's lyrical, miracle, spiritual, criminal, minimal, bare minimum aluminum bars. He is the 10-time NPWA, that's the National Park Wrestling Alliance champion. We don't even know if that, but those of you tuning into YouTube, you got to go to that YouTube to see what he's doing right now. He is Big Daddy Cool Sour Diesel.
But today you could call me Thanos, okay? So I got the reins. I got the reins, okay?
That nigga got what you got them 2 for $3 on the.
Whoa.
The shade is real. The shade is absolutely real. The shade is 1,000% real.
Well, I actually got them from. I have ladies and gentlemen, I have a collection of wrestling men. They're my sons.
Mm-hmm. Action figures.
Yeah, action figures. They're my sons.
Dad, I thought we weren't supposed to bring action figures to work. Anyway, inconspicuous by his absence, he will possibly be joining us later on. He is the genius. From time to time, he might talk a little bit greasy, so that makes him a G, right? Well, he thinks he's a genius anyway. He's our very own disputed storytime ninja. I want y'all to holler because he is unapologetically a Grenadian scholar. He is Masquerade Cam.
Man, that's crazy. Why they all get the red? Well, I don't get that. Why I don't get the sour? Well, I don't get that.
You get sour Diesel.
Okay, that's all right. That's
Diesel.
more. That's more Samantha Irvin-ish. I like that.
Diesel.
Okay, all right, we can stop.
Don't get me fucking started. Anyway, like we said, you could be anywhere in the world with us. You're here with us, the Three Amigos podcast show. And let's get straight into it. From bell to bell, from pillar to post, it's time for the Turnbuckle Talk. Mash Out King, what you got for us in the Turnbuckle Talk?
All right, thank you, Brandon Thought. Okay, so jumping into a few things. Last week I started off with a quote, and I'm going to start off with another one this week. Okay. So, from SmackDown, all right, Cody Rhodes saying to CM Punk, "It sounds like for you to finish your story, you You need to win the Royal Rumble, and that's interesting. Fellas.
Well, you know, for a long time I've been saying who the Final Four is going to be in the Royal Rumble. We are almost at that time where it is the kickoff to WrestleMania season. And the way you kick off WrestleMania season is the Royal Rumble. One of my favorite premium live events there is. And of course, what we've been seeing CM Punk say on all programs from Deadline, Raw, SmackDown, he's clearly entering the Rumble. This makes the Rumble just that much more interesting. And I still believe that the Final Four in the Rumble will be Solo Sikoa, LA Knight, Cody Rhodes, and CM Punk. Sourdees.
Okay.
Well, those are one hell of predictions. I wasn't even thinking like that. Well, anyway, it's interesting. I want to see this Cody Rhodes and CM Punk entering the Rumble because they both have stories to finish, right? So I'm seeing like, and it's interesting because hearing CM Punk on SmackDown giving his promo, the names that he dropped, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're thinking it's going to be Seth Rollins, but now he's name dropping Roman Reigns. So it's interesting. I want to see what's going to happen. So we can have Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. We can have our Seth Rollins versus CM Punk, and CM Punk saying his story to finishes to headline WrestleMania. So this is an interesting story. Cody wants the championship. CM Punk, he wants to headline WrestleMania.
He never said it was for the championship, right?
He never said it was for the championship.
Okay. Match up.
Okay. I don't want to just give away any predictions because I don't want to, have to teach you all again. So what I will say is that I would like to see CM Punk headline the Royal Rumble. I would like to see that. I think that it would make sense for him to do it only because he's back and he seems to be on fire. But Cody has to finish the story, right? So I know a few weeks ago we talked about Elimination Chamber and who would come out winning Elimination Chamber. So it could be that CM Punk wins the Royal Rumble, Cody wins the Elimination Chamber, or vice versa. And I definitely agree with you with the last four that you said that is going to be the last four at the Rumble, right? I'm very excited for this Rumble because now this is one of the first times I don't know who might win the Royal Rumble. Okay. Now let me say something. Okay. When I finally come with my answer, I will know who will win the Royal Rumble. Give me some time to think about it. Give me some time to formulate my thought process. All right. But I'm very excited to see exactly what's going to happen here. And I think that the story does need to be finished because I think CM Punk should be able to headline the WrestleMania.
Okay.
All right. Next. All right. So still speaking on WrestleMania. Okay. I'm sorry. The Royal Rumble. Excuse me. So I want to throw out some statistics for everybody.
Okay.
Right. So we're going to talk about the only men to win back-to-back Royal Rumbles. Number one,
Shawn Michaels.
Terry Bollea.
Shawn Michaels.
Okay. He won 1990 and 1991 Royal Rumble. Number two, Shawn Michaels. All right. He won 1995 and 1996. Number three, which I think he actually technically won three, but we're going to give him the two that's actually on documented is Stone Cold Steve Austin with 1997 and 1988. He was supposed to win 1999, but that was a whole different story. And
he got jumped in the bathroom, right?
Yeah, he got jumped in the bathroom. So I know we were just speaking about it, so it kind of seems funny, but Cody Rhodes, right?
Cody Rhodes won Royal Rumble back to back?
No, he's saying this, if he wins.
Stay with me. Stay with me.
Okay.
It's a good trip to stay on, okay? It's a good trip to stay on. Stay with me, baby. All right. So Cody Rhodes, will he be the first person in this era, or to use yours, era, ERROR, okay, would he be the first in this era to become back-to-back Royal Rumble winners? To join the likes of, again, Hulk Hogan, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold Steve Austin?
I mean, you're talking about cementing history, and you're talking about finishing an overall story and creating your own legacy and your own destiny. What other way to do it, right? Cody Rhodes, this is one, putting a nail in the coffin, no pun intended, for you to go to WrestleMania to solidify your main event slot. WrestleMania is 2 nights, and it's in Philadelphia this year. A very tough crowd, a wrestling crowd to be exact.
Extremely tough crowd.
So what better way to mark your greatness is to win the Royal Rumble, and that's why I think the Royal Rumble winner will be Cody Rhodes.
Okay.
Well, history has it, and when you just said that, I feel like every time the person who wins the second Royal Rumble always becomes the champion. So I do see that for Cody Rhodes. I do believe that he will be this modern era, ERROR. He will be the 2-time back-to-back Royal Rumble winner, and he will go on to WrestleMania, and he will become the champion. I mean, if I'm wrong, please someone tell me I'm wrong. Shawn did it. Who else did it? Austin did it.
Okay.
I wasn't paying attention to Hulk Hogan. I wasn't. I'm really sorry. What year did he win? Was that 91 and
1990, 1991.
He just told you.
Oh. No, I know he just told me, but I'm saying, like, I'm trying to, like, get a quick review of the year. But yeah, that's my prediction. Cody's going to win it again, the Royal Rumble again, and he's going to go on to WrestleMania, and he will become the champion. That blonde-headed son of a bitch.
Okay, here's the thing. Ladies and gentlemen, as you know from the show, you know, anything that these people say outside of me, I would not take to the bank. So the fact is that, you know, let's see what happens. Okay, let's
all my predictions always right.
That wait a minute, brother. Okay, wait a minute, brother. All right, the fact is, I am consecutively.
Come at me, bro.
Okay, I am consecutively the champion. Okay, let me tell you something. The only reason why y'all got your wins is the sun shines on a dog's ass every once in a while. Okay, Nino Brown. So the fact is that, you know, you're entitled to get something sometimes. That's why, you know, it is what it is.
Had we started these predictions a long time ago, brother,
it is still lost.
I would have been the winner because I predicted everything that is going on in today's wrestling.
Not to mention, we sometimes do not do AEW pay-per-views, and we do not do NXT pay-per-view, premium live events. So maybe that's why you're still the champion. You got an asterisk like Roman Reigns next to your name. Mash out.
No asterisk. I don't have any asterisks.
You know what? You're just like Roman Reigns, a champion who's hardly ever here.
Oh.
You know, it's funny. I too, if I were you two, would actually hate as well on me. I would because I know how it feels. I understand how it feels.
You know, but you know who is a champion?
Me, God damn it! That's
you know
all
who else
matters.
is a champion?
Me, and me.
So it's not with these ones. So are you. However, we did have a special guest today, right?
Yes,
and this special guest is currently the Deep South champion. We'll get into a more in-depth interview with the young man when he come back to his goddamn chair. But in the meantime, there
we go. He's not playing. He wanted to chime in on the topic.
You wanted to chime in on the topic, so we're gonna bring you in a little bit quicker. Naja Smalls, Naja's isms. You
gotta unmute yourself, Naja. Unmute yourself. Take the mute off, Naja.
All right, here we go. Bam.
All right.
the NHAASISM narcissism, the greatest, the baddest, the best. And yes, I had to chime in on the conversation because you guys are leaving out one person who was the longest lasting person in the Royal Rumble last year. Who was that?
Gunther.
Nobody mentioning Gunther, and not only, and we talk about the Final Four, I think there might be a surprise entrance that's going to be in the Final Four also that that nobody's thinking about. I don't know who it's going to be, but you know, that was my little chime.
You can't chime in and not give a thought. You got to give a person. Who you think is going to be, Naja?
And I know as WrestleMania goes, let me shut my studio door. I definitely believe that we're going to get to Rollins and CM Punk, but I don't think Punk is going to win the Royal Rumble.
Okay.
Yeah, me neither.
I think it's going to be some type of screw job to get him out there, but I think it's all, of course, is leading to Rollins and Punk. And I don't think Punk has to win the Royal Rumble for that match to happen because already everyone wants to see that match. You know, that's the hot topic right now in WWE, and I don't think he has to win the Royal Rumble to get to that match. Cody, I don't know if he needs to win the Royal Rumble to get to his match either. I don't know how it's all going to go. Like you said,
So let's go with your prediction. You believe
I don't have a prediction. I just think that we're going to have a surprise entrance that's going to be in the Final Four. Mm-hmm. And I think Gunther is somewhere around in that area too. So they've done too much to push him for him not to be considered to be one of the winners. Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. So, also in the Turnbuckle Talk, TNA Wrestling announces Endeavor is going to be their streaming partner from January 5th, 2024. Wow. So, just in case people don't know, Endeavor is the owner of the WWE.
Yeah, I was shocked about that.
And this is like a big deal. Shout out to TNA for putting this together, but I don't even know how this is going to work. Masquerade Cam joined the fray. Here we go.
Showed up in time.
Well, praise God. So Cam, before you joined in, TNA Wrestling announces Endeavor as their streaming partner from January 5th, 2024. Now, fellas, your thoughts?
I mean, I think this is amazing. I always felt like TNA was just the breeding ground. I don't even know if that's the right word to use, but I always thought that it is the breeding ground for individuals that might be a little bit in limbo, that has left WWE or left other promotions. So I think that Endeavor streaming this is putting them on a platform that more eyes for a change will get to see TNA. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but in my eyes, I think it's a decent thing. Sour D's?
I don't have too much to say, but I was a little clickbait off of that. Like, I seen what they did. I was like, oh shit, WWE and TNA about to work together. That's dope. But it was this. I don't know what to expect from this, and whatever they have, I'm gonna just sit back and see what's next, like everybody else.
Masquerade, since you joined the fray.
Yeah, I mean, just to echo what you all said, man, it's a really big move. The fact that they're going to be brought to a wider audience is going to be a major thing that's going to only help the brand and help the wrestlers that are coming up to get some shine.
Okay, mash out.
I don't even know what is going on here. I don't even know what the hell is going on. I'm just trying to figure out why would this be a good thing for them? You know, because does that mean that eventually there's going to be an ownership down the line? Like that's where I don't know how this is going to work, because the company that owns the largest company in the world is now going to be broadcasting one of the smaller organizations. So is Endeavor going to help out with the production for TNA? I know they said they're going back into arenas. So are they going to help out in the production value? You know, these are all questions that I don't know. You know,
Pyro,
Pyro maybe.
I would say this, right? Like, look at it as Pepsi Cola owning another drinking brand, or McDonald's owning another restaurant franchise, right? Like, the market is flooded, it's growing, right? So you don't have to have everything in one particular brand running one way, right? You can have it in multiple aspects or in multiple flavors, if you will, right?
I think the
Nobody's
comparison
beating
that
WWE, huh?
I think the comparison you was looking for is KFC and Kennedy Fried Chicken. Like that's
Well, I hear what you're saying, but the only reason why this makes sense from a money's perspective because the market is grown, right? Like you can afford to still manage or be partners with the big fish and still do business with the little fish, and then not really matter too much to your bottom line. It's only going to grow your bottom line. I think that's really what this is about.
It definitely benefits, in my opinion, it definitely benefits TNA because you got a company who's managing another company on a larger scale. We take everything that we're doing with this larger company, bring it to the smaller company, help elevate them. So we use all the aspects that we're doing, the marketing, the merchandising, and everything. We apply it to this company to help elevate them. Now, this isn't going to elevate WWE or help with WWE, but TNA, this is 100% beneficial for them. It's more eyes and more ears on TNA right now because of this. Their audience may grow 500,000 just based on them being associated with Endeavor. So,
yep.
Yeah.
And this will be
association.
This will be the joint venture with TNA that TNA was looking for that AEW was supposed to do with them, but it helped nobody but Kenny Omega.
Take all their titles.
Well, just based on this astute, these gracious answers everyone is giving, I was just wondering.
Speaking about AEW, was bringing me to my second to last one. All right,
okay.
AEW now is rounding the turn on the deal with Max, and I'm so happy about that because paying $49.99 is a thing of the past to watch a pay-per-view, and I've been having Max for such a long time, so if we could watch their well, I guess there'll be premium live events at that point, right?
All right.
There'll be premium live events. If we could watch them on Max, I think that would be absolutely amazing. Naja, why don't you take it first? Go ahead.
What did you say?
What do you think about AEW finally in the closing of putting their pay-per-views?
I think it's going to mean more income for them because I know a lot of people who don't pay for their pay-per-views. You got apps, websites where you can just go watch the pay-per-view for free. You can get around that $49.99 very easily. You can watch it live for free very easily. So for them now, they're going to get 100%. I think 100% of the income. So I definitely think it's a better look for them.
All right.
I'm not going to pay $49.99 to watch people wrestling. I'm not. I'm sorry. There's too much content out there for me to pay that much to watch.
Right. It's not like back in the day. Yeah, no, very true.
Masquerade Cam, you already speaking? You want to weigh in on that topic?
I mean, I can't echo more than what our brother just shared up. So I mean, same thing for me.
Sour Diesel.
I think this is a good win and a good pickup for AEW. Like to go over what Naja said, I damn sure ain't trying to pay no $49.99 every month, especially when AEW done picked up more pay-per-views on a monthly basis. I'm not spending that money. It's a good pickup for them. And finally, they can do something for me in order for I'm tired of complaining about AEW. So give me something where, I can shut the fuck up. Tony Khan, make me shut the fuck up.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay.
Well, here's what I want to figure. This is what I wonder, right? We remember when WWE got the WWE Network and everybody was complaining that, for $9.99, $14.99, that, the actual value in the product kind of lowered down. The pay-per-views were a little bit more watered down. Will we see this with AEW? Because one thing we do look forward to at AEW is the pay-per-view events. We don't know how the hell we got there, as we have stated on here, but we do highly look forward to seeing what goes on in the pay-per-view, and I want to see if the quality will stay the same.
It probably will. The quality probably will get better.
Here's the thing. You can't get watered down any more than they already are. You can't. You really can't. You know what I'm saying? I was a big fan of AEW when they came out because I said that we needed a another alternative to the WWE.
Yes.
However, as time passed and all the magic tricks were done already, the show it just doesn't have the same flair no more. No pun intended. It just doesn't got it. You know what I mean? Okay. So I got on this day 8 years ago, we lost Jim Dotson, right? Who was the former head of security at the WWE. This man, was part of all our childhood because you always saw
the
him.
ponytail guy?
Yeah, the ponytail guy.
The buff guy?
Yeah.
The ponytail guy.
Yeah.
That was my God with the hat backwards and all
yes.
that.
With the Kango hat. Yeah.
That's who the black nigga on AEW trying to be, right?
Maybe.
Oh, okay. I'm just asking questions here. I'm a journalist trying to figure it out.
I understand. I get it. And he on this day 8 years ago he passed away. So rest in peace to him, and happy birthday to, also to Michael Cole.
Oh, right? the GOAT.
55
Did you say the GOAT?
Yes.
Also, happy birthday to Tiana Taylor. I love you, baby. I love you so much.
Okay.
That should be your wrestler of the week.
Why not? All right, and on that note, I'm done with the turnbuckle talk. Thank you, guys.
All right.
Remember to like, share, and subscribe. The Three Amigos show, and listen to the turnbuckle talk every week.
That's right. Not just the turnbuckle talk, but the whole show, right? But turnbuckle talk is it's good. It's time for the feedback.
Can I ask you a question?
Don't worry about that other show. Don't worry about the interview. We don't
care about the other what's your question, Naja?
Why do you think AEW got watered down? I'm gonna give you my opinion.
Okay,
it's because they started to be what they set out to be original, to build younger talent, and they have their company revolve around the newer talent, the younger talent. And once they start to do what TNA did back in the day, constantly bringing in old WWE stars, and I think that's what started to water down the product because it went away from its originality to being something that has already been done. And that's one thing these indies are running into, especially here in Georgia. Some of them, they'll bring in 5 or 6 big names and load up the card, former WWE talents, and the show doesn't draw. And what I'm finding out at these shows here in the indies is best to build your roster, and every once in a while, have that roster build up an audience in your city, and then every once in a while bring in a bigger name to enhance what you already have built. And too many promotions, especially on the indies, are trying to revolve around former names and past names. So,
sounds like the party scene. We'll have more on that when we interview you and ask you questions and have and you give us your intake on that. But it's time.
I just want to respond to that statement.
The AEW thing, yeah.
I just want to respond. Sorry about that, random.
What else are you gonna say?
Okay, 3 things. 3 things. 3 things. Hey, peanut gallery. Give me a second. Let me finish my thought. All right. 3 reasons why this is why it happened. Number 1, I agree with you that they brought in too much old WWE talent. Number 2 is
WCW.
Yes, exactly. That was number 2. Tony Khan repeating the WCW formula. And number 3 is he thinks there's a war going on with the WWE.
And
he's by himself.
Yeah. So with those 3 things put together, those are unfortunately the downfall of AEW currently. That's what I think. But I agree with you wholeheartedly about the old talent. All right, I'm sorry. Take it away, random thought.
No, it's okay, because with number 2, with it being so much like WCW, Tony Schiavone thought it was still WCW by calling it WCW. One of these Wednesdays on Dynamite.
Oh, no.
So it's
I can't
so
believe
much.
that.
WCW.
I can't believe that. Did he
it.
welcome everybody to Nitro?
No.
Oh, okay. Oh no, Thunder. It would have been Thunder.
WCW Nitro.
It would have been Thunder.
It's more like Saturday night now. I'm just playing.
Main event.
Right here in Palm Springs, Florida.
Worldwide.
Daytona Beach. They love the Daytona Beach.
Yo, They love going to them places. It was either
Mhm.
Palm Springs, Florida, Daytona Beach, Venice Beach.
Panama
They
City.
always
Disney.
Atlanta, Georgia.
always. They had to go to Atlanta.
Most
They
definitely.
from there.
Since you got that good old energy, Sour Diesel, it's time to unhook the velvet rope and open up the smoking section. Let's see who made the cut, like Ron Killens, Sour D's.
Hey man, how y'all doing out there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages?
Oh, it's original.
Yo, listen, man. I can't get into it anymore about this thing. I keep hearing about this man, Brian Danielson, in his constant conflict of interest. Not only is he on the board of directees of making decisions of who should get fired, right? But he's also out here giving fines. He's giving fines to the wrestlers, and I feel like this is creating such a fucking bad taste in my mouth, and I'm not even a talent. So I want to ask a person like a talent like Naja, right? You're a talent, right? How would you feel if they give another talent some type of authority like that where he can have the decision of your career, saying that you fired or not? Like, what do you feel about that?
Feel like it's business.
Oh,
Yeah, that's the answer you just gave us.
I'm business all the time. So if somebody has a position,
you just gave us.
If somebody has a position, that's their position. You got to do what you got to do to get over as a talent and all that. I feel like anybody that's mad about that, that's excuses. If you're doing what you're supposed to do, I don't feel like you would get fined or anything like that. At the end of the day, it's business. Get over it.
All right. Mashout, you got anything to say about that?
Well, Nas just left me speechless.
Right.
Oh wow, first time in ever.
But
this is a groundbreaking episode.
I mean, the only time I've heard a wrestler turn the office working really well was Triple H. Tommy Dreamer did it in ECW. Kevin Nash did it in WCW. Also Ric Flair did it also in WCW. And Dusty Rhodes did it as well. But Triple H is the only person in my mind that has successfully did it and been able to put bias to the side and do what, not to make pun intended, but what is best for the business, so to speak. Now, Daniel Bryanson, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I would agree with you, D, that the fact that he's giving out fines makes totally no sense. Like that, I think that makes absolutely no sense whatsoever, because I just feel like it's just, when does he get a fine? Right? Why? Who's gonna fine him for wearing an eye patch in the ring? Like I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Like
walking around like John Pierre Lafitte.
Exactly. Go back to AEW though. Let's think about how AEW has been. Everybody's talking about how lax it is backstage. I know a lot of wrestlers who've been backstage there and work dark and how unorganized it is and stuff. Maybe it's happening because he's coming in and starting to put some organization behind the scenes, and things they used to get away with, they can't get away with anymore. Now everybody's complaining because they had this lackadaisical backstage area where they can do whatever they want to. Now they got somebody in control that's not letting them get away with things.
True indeed.
Okay. Masquerade Cam, you want to add anything?
I guess it piggybacks off of what we talked about months ago, where John Moxley, his teammate, suggested that we get some more order and more safety protocols and stuff like that. So this is probably part of this little committee that they put together to help reform what's going on backstage, to kind of clean up all of this backstage hoopla that they got going on. But if we go and talk about Daniel Bryan's, what is his name?
Brian Danielson. He's one of my favorites, so we don't get it right.
BD, whatever he wants to call himself.
VD.
I think Brian Danielson.
Venereal disease?
No, I thought
you said VD.
Oh, me too. Okay, go ahead. Sorry. Different show. Go ahead. Sorry, Cam.
We gotta talk about his injuries, man. Like this, he needs to stop. He really needs to stop. Like he didn't see the vision that WWE had when they was trying to protect him and keep him just out the ring and stop doing, you know, some of the things he wanted to do. But I guess now that he's in more of a position of power, he's like, yeah, I can do it. I can, you know, think. I just need the doctor to give me a okay and a pat on the back and a pack of ice. And it's not working out.
I will try to, since it's our guest favorite wrestlers. No, I'm not going to tell you the truth. First of all, I think this is perfect for Bryan Danielson because being that he is always on the injury list, this seems like this is a foreshadow for what his future career could be. Right. This is what Tony Khan needs in the back. He needs someone who has had the real experience, not QT Marshall, but someone who's been all around the world like Bryan Danielson, who has had the experience of being in the back. He was a general manager at one point.
Here we go.
So he has the experience to maybe be a backstage person. All of the executives we have seen in the back, the officials like Terry Taylor, what's the guy now? He was stopping Drew McIntyre from stomping on
Adam Pearce.
knee.
No. Adam Pearce, Jamie Noble.
The other one,
Justin Jordan.
Yeah, Justin Jordan. Look at that. Yeah. You see?
Jason Jordan.
Yeah. Justin, Jason, JJ. Right. You know who you
Kurt Angle's alleged son.
Right. Kurt Angle's illegitimate child. Right. We see all former wrestlers being able to have a backstage role and be an executive. So let's see what Bryan Danielson can bring to the table. Maybe they can get some order in AEW. Mm-hmm. Now, how is he determining who he's giving a fine? He smells A1 steak sauce on someone's breath and he's giving them a fine because he's a vegan? How is this happening?
I think that was a work. I don't know if he's really a vegan. That was like a work.
You see how much
I haven't been keeping up with the news and all that. Who was fined and what's the whole drama behind who got fined?
I don't think anyone was fined yet, right?
Oh, okay.
No, well, it was.
They just said that he will be giving out fines or he will be allowed to.
No, it was rumored that a wrestler, a talent, was fined, and I believe it was Mike Santana. He was off. Trolling on
smoking
Twitter.
Weed in the back.
Yeah, whatever that. Allegedly.
Smoking in the back at the arena?
It wasn't that. I was.
I was like, okay, well.
That's not true.
You better write my fine up now.
Arena. You might as well smoke in my arena. That's what we do with
the smoking section. What else you got there?
Oh yeah, man. My good old friend Andrade.
El Idolo.
Yeah, El Idolo. Yeah, his contract is coming up soon in AEW, and there's no talks of him resigning. He might go back to that. He might go back home, but before he come back home, what he got to do, fellas?
Stop at the store.
He got to stop at the store. That's right. He's trying to stop at CMLL, Cool J wrestling in Mexico. He's trying to stop there because if you go to WWE, they ain't gonna let him play like that. So he got to go over there. So what y'all think about that? Because they're not even doing nothing with him. There's a lot of talent over there at AEW that they're not, they're just mishandling them. And I guess we still waiting on that new era.
I think he's 100% correct. Like, if you look at it now, he's really doing a lot of indie shows. Like, he's all over the place. I've been seeing him pop up on different shows. One of my friends who's a photographer who does a lot of shows that I do, he got to take pictures of him at Mucha Lucha, which is a promotion here in Atlanta. So he's definitely going all over the place. And I know that him probably going back to CMLL will be something he does before if he goes back to WWE.
Yeah, I mean, of course he's back home. Everybody got
Cam.
Do you think that AEW, unlike WWE, doesn't do well with marketing people who don't have English as their first language?
What do you mean? Isn't Amy Sakura on Dynamite or something?
I think they just throw them in the ring, but they don't.
They have those wrestlers. Those wrestlers don't even get no they don't even get no microphone time. They don't get no
That's
mic
the
time.
issue. So, I'm not a big New Japan guy. I might go look at a match or two or see some spots and stuff like that. But that was one reason why I started to check out, because they kept bringing all these talents in from Japan and already expecting us to know who they were. They didn't give us any packages, no explanations. They just played their entrance music in the crowd in the arena. They went crazy. And I'm at home like, who the fuck is this?
Right. Right.
I think that's the issue that we ran into. It's not that they can't promote these people well. It's just that they throw them out there and expect us to already know. If you give us a good package, show us some highlights of this person, explain what they've done, then I'm all for it. And let them cut a promo. Perfect example, WWE has never used Shinsuke well. This past year, I'm like, fuck, I love this. The promos with the Japanese and the writing.
Yeah.
This is what you should have been doing.
Anime subtitles. Yeah.
Yes, this is what you should have been doing. I love it. It's cinematic.
It's good what they've been doing with Shinsuke. I was just saying, like, in terms of El Idolo, is that like he tries with the English promos, right?
It's bad.
I think he benefits great from a manager, right? When he's in WWE and he has the Lena, right?
Of course.
To me, that was working really well.
Yes.
And he would say, whatever he had to say in a quick, short phrase or whatever, and boom, promo was cut and it was good. I feel like since he came to AEWs, right, they kind of more so like working off the pop of him being in a relationship with Charlotte, not really giving him the area to grow, I would say. And I know he got hurt too, right? That played a part in it. But I feel like they don't allow him to do things that he could do to make himself even better in AEW. I think they just mismanage. They're mismanaging a lot of people, but him in particular. I think he's one of those people that they're mismanaging pretty bad.
I think that's it with AEW. They just work off the hype of that talent, right? Like you said, they only work with him because of Charlotte. They only work with Keith Lee at the time because why? Because Keith Lee was hot, and they can't believe like WWE, y'all misusing him. Send him over here. We know what to do with him. They did shit with him. Same thing with Malachi Black. Got his ass stuck in this fucking trios shit for like how fucking long?
But that's good.
Well,
Go ahead,
I was gonna say, what wrestler does AEW really and truly promote right that they don't actually just go out for themselves and make a name? Like every wrestler that actually hits that microphone that really shows out knows what they're doing. So, i.e. MJF, Chris Jericho, and the list goes on and on. Now, for Andrade, I don't know if necessarily it makes sense for him to go back to the WWE just yet. I think he has to build up. I would suggest, like how Naja was just saying about him doing the indies, I would build a name back in the indies again, just to repackage yourself and come back as something that, people would actually look forward to, because him coming back to the WWE is going to be, just a blip. It's going to be like
right now they got Santos, and he already got people that he compares to, and people like, well, Santos is going to be what Andrade was supposed to be, because Santos can talk on the mic. He got the in-ring skills, so it's like, get on the indies, maybe cut some good dope promos, show people you can talk, show people that you can do more than what they have showcased you as. I think that'll benefit him more than just leaving one company and going to the next, like you said.
Absolutely.
I know you're a guest, however, I feel like, what if he can't? Newsflash, maybe it's not AEW.
Well, your ass better go back to
Maybe
Mexico.
WWE, that's why they gave him Chincleta, Selena Vega. This is why, because maybe he can't do the promos. Maybe he cannot. And you already took my sentiment when it comes to with them having Santos and what's the other map? The Pinata y'all like?
Dragon Lee.
What did you say?
You say a
pinata.
Like a pinata.
I'm gonna go get my charge. I'll be right back.
Go ahead, get it. Anyway, the Pinata Dragon Lee that y'all like. I meant to call him that while I was there at SmackDown. But anyway, we have enough talent here that is trying to build themselves up and make a name that I agree with Mashup, that El Idolo will get lost a little bit in the shuffle. So let's see what happens with that. What else you got on there, Sour D's?
What else I got for my section? Whoa. Listen, man. Okay, last for those of you who might have not seen NXT Deadline, it was a good show. It was a good show. A heck of performance by the main event was Ilja Dragunov versus Baron Corbin for the NXT World Title Championship, however they want to call it, comma. This was a match that I seen Baron Corbin actually put in that fucking work. I believe this was like one of Baron Corbin's, for me, I think that was like a 5-star match for Baron Corbin. He put on a heck of a show. It was one hell of a match. Did any of you guys get to see Deadline last night?
I did.
I definitely watched Deadline.
What was your thoughts and your reactions and things?
Well, you took the words right out of my mouth with Baron Corbin putting in work. He definitely, first of all, his entrance was sick. I like the whole motorcycle smoke, production. They put a little Vaseline on Baron Corbin, and I like that. He got a little shine. He was shining, and I appreciated that. Ilya is a consummate professional, but to me, Corbin carried this match. But that's not what we should be talking about if we're talking about NXT Deadline. What we should be talking about is whooping that motherfucking Trick. Okay? That is what we should be talking about. Now, they're talking about him on Twitter about something else, but we're not going to have that conversation here on this show.
I don't know what they're talking about over there.
But he won the Iron Challenge, and well-deserved. He was the underdog in the match. It's not about how you start. This was a true testament about this, not how you start. It's about how you finish, and he finished well. Braun Breaker showed what it is that he do. He come in, he's quick. You're going to get your quick little wins, and you're going to be out. But star of the night, to me, was Trick Williams. What y'all thought?
Oh, I thought it was amazing from start to finish. Yeah. First of all, I love seeing Shawn Michaels and CM Punk in the ring.
Wow.
Just to start off NXT, it gave it even more validation that it already had. The fact that CM Punk said that, maybe this might be here, he might come to. So I said, okay. You never know. You never know. Because one thing we've learned about Punk recently is that he actually is for the younger talent. So, you never know. The ladies match, amazing. Cora Jade, shouts to her. I
don't want to cut you off, Masha. I don't want to cut you off. But speaking of the ladies match, I just want to give a nice shout out to my boo-boo. I love you. Lash Legend. Love you.
She did a thing. She did
excellent. Superb. Excellent. Go ahead.
Main event.
Y'all making me ready to watch this. I'm watching it tonight. So
main event was amazing. I just want to ask, when does Baron Corbin ever win the rivalry? That's I'm just like, when does what day? I'm not saying like I didn't want to see Dragunov lose, but but I'm saying like when does Corbin win anything?
I think at this stage of your career, it's about keeping a job and making money.
I think that's what it is. I think wait, Cam, hold on, let me finish my thought. I think that's what it is. I think also that shouts to Trick Williams for doing his thing last night. Whooped that Trick. He damn sure did that. Shout outs to Carmelo on the win as well last night. Dirty Dom lost. So I was very happy about that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was like happy about that. By the way, I just want to add, please don't ever put Rey Mysterio on commentary ever again. It was it took down I had to mute the entire time I was watching that match. I could not hear Rey talk anymore. And other than that, it was a great show overall. I'm sorry, Cam, go ahead.
Nah, not a problem. I would just say this. To me, Baron Corbin's career will measures in kind of a comparison to like Ted DiBiase and Roddy Piper, where he's always going to be pigeonholed in this like great heel rivalries, but it's never going to be the heel that gets like to carry the championship and be that that top. He always like that second best runner up kind of guy. You know what I mean? Because like it's time and again he does these great rivalries. He'll beat the crap out of the phase, and he'll win the weekly show matchups, right? And he'll do the things that gets him to the big show, right? But then when it's time for the big show win to happen, it's always that we gotta like sacrifice Baron Corbin to get the crowd that warm fuzzy feeling, like we beat the bad guy again. So I think to me that's where Baron is living, unfortunately. But like we said before, like not everybody is meant to be the top guy. You know what I mean? You gotta accept
I just want to say this. I disagree with the comparison of Roddy and Ted DiBiase, because Roddy was the top guy along Hulk Hogan. You know what I'm saying? Like Roddy was the heel face of the company. Like so, Baron Corbin never made it to that. Baron Corbin never made it to those heights.
What I'm saying is not really like the pulverizingness, right? But as far as where his success has led him thus far, it's there. Like he's not getting that over the top. Like he's going to be a world champion, or even like get a world championship long run. He's not going to have that top Triple H heel run or Randy Orton run. Like
you don't think that Roddy did not need the belt in order to be the guy who he was? Like Roddy never needed the belt.
No, he didn't. I didn't want it to get confused in that way. Like I didn't say that. I wasn't trying to say it to say oh, you know,
I think
in a direct comparison. I'm just talking about as far as career.
I got it.
You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. He's nowhere near Roddy's class as far as like, you know, popularity and work and like putting over stuff. No, not really, not a real comparison at all.
Maybe compare him to Razor Ramon when Razor was a heel when he first came into WWE.
Yeah.
He was in the top program with Bret Hart, top programs all the time, but he never won those feuds. But he was that big heel that they could always throw in the main event. Same thing with Dolph Ziggler when he's a heel. They can throw Dolph Ziggler in the main event, bring him back down, always bring. And that's the type of talent that's on your roster for 15 to 20 years.
You want me? Yeah.
That's the type of talent he has.
There's some names, Naja. There's some names you can't make. Oh damn, they did it to you, bro. I'm so mad.
I'm sorry, Naja. You cursed on the show. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Naja. You cursed on the show. You cursed. Listen, everything was
good.
You was doing good.
You got to give him a list of names.
You was doing
that is
cuss
words.
Yeah, that's the cuss word. Yeah.
Well, to add on, I just think that Baron Corbin is like he's like one of those. He's a good supporting actor, like he supports like whoever he goes into those programs with. He's one of those great supporters. He does a hell of a job putting these people over. He gives good matches, but yesterday, he showed that like he really can be great. And that's what I gotta say about BC. He clearly took up 20 minutes of our conversation because I think the more interesting match on Deadline was Lexis King versus Hayes, but I felt like I want to see more of this. I want to see it on the main roster. I want to see it down the line. Like I would definitely want to see that. Go ahead. You know what? You will be seeing on the main roster somewhere down the line. You will be seeing Carmelo Hayes, because Carmelo Hayes is being called up to SmackDown, and he will be one of those guys that will be the participant.
Listen. Stop right there. Stop fucking stop. I want to give you the Caribbean. Stop fucking right there. Okay? I said this. Okay? Let me tell you something. When I fucking speak, it is not a prediction, motherfuckers. It is a spoiler. All right? Fix your face.
All right? Foaming at the mouth, mash out.
Yeah, right. All right? Random Thoughts called me Mr. High Profile for a reason. Okay? For a reason.
Right, mash out, motherfucking king. Hey, Sour Diesel, did you have anything else in the smoking section that he pulled from his either Cuban or Dominican cigar?
Well,
he's actually a Cuban tonight.
That's why he on one. Good choice.
That was my last tidbit of it. Mash out just came to and murder every blood clot thing in it.
You damn right. Damn right.
Come to and march down the place.
You damn. I was in Flatbush. I was on Ralph Avenue last night partying in Flatbush.
Oh,
All
you
right.
made it out.
You know,
You made it
I
home
did.
safe.
I did last night.
Wow.
You know,
Shouts
shouts to all the everybody from Flatbush that was in the building last night. Crazy, bananas. At the second, I ain't gonna give these people a shout out, but it was an anniversary party that I went to last night in Brooklyn. So shouts to Naja, where you at, baby? What's up?
I'm right here. My baby came in the room.
Oh,
the
okay.
dog. Everybody we interview have a dog.
Oh.
What is?
Naja, you ain't catch Deadline last night.
No, so I don't want people to think I don't watch a lot of wrestling. I don't keep up with it as it happens. I usually watch a lot of shows 2 or 3 days afterwards, and I don't really get on social media and look for it. So the most I've heard about, I did watch the finish of what is that match called with Trick Williams? I forget what it's called, the Survivor Challenge, whatever. I watched the whole last 3 minutes on social media. I was like, wow, that was great. The crowd reaction. It's just that's pretty much what I saw. So I'm interested to go see it. I'm definitely gonna watch it tonight. I got a lot of work to do after this, but I'm gonna watch it tonight. I'll probably fall asleep on it.
Yeah,
you won't. It's good action from beginning.
I'm gonna fall asleep. I'm tired as hell.
Okay.
Listen, Naja, from one champ to another, I understand you got a lot going on. And
I'm a champ too.
In champion what?
He's the NWA champion 10 times. Jesus,
10 times.
We say it every week, man.
Gosh. I just thought we were talking this decade. I'm so sorry. I apologize. I am sorry. I didn't mean that. I didn't.
Wow.
Yo, where's the shots fired? Yo, that's him being on Ralph Avenue last night. Wow, that's amazing. I'm gonna try to move this thing along because this is getting crazy. We were on the show run, which would be the time that we want to interview Naja, but I feel like you're so good at giving your expert, analysts on things. I wanted to know if you were ready to do the Disputed Countdown right now.
Oh, word? Okay, cool. I am ready to do the Disputed Countdown.
Let's get it. I'm excited for it. I'm excited for it.
Do it.
I am. Let me introduce you to you, and then we'll do the interview so that you got enough time to tell us all your story while you're tired and play with the.
I'm saying.
All right, so let's get into it. Hey, yo, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blaze that hot Trizak to sound like
heaven.
Oh,
it's time for the Disputed Countdown. Masquerade Cam, what you got for the Disputed Countdown?
All right, let's go, people. We got the Disputed Countdown.
Go.
We're gonna get into some things today.
And when he rubbed their hands together, he's ready for y'all.
Come on, son. We got the most iconic WWE returns in history.
Oh, shit. I like this.
Let's go. Let's go. We got that spirit in us. You know what I mean? We're gonna end the year
Let's get it.
Number 10. Here comes the money. Here comes the money. Shane O'Mac returned in February 2016.
Boo.
What you talking about? We hadn't seen Shane for 10 years until that point.
And we didn't care.
Now we can not see him for another.
Oh my
word, because he came back.
I don't know why y'all sleep on Shane O'Mac. Shane O'Mac has some of the most iconic matches ever for somebody who's not an actual professional wrestler. All right?
Yes, because he's imitating RVD, but go ahead.
Okay. All right. So you probably give me a little bit more love on this one. All right.
Okay.
All right. Chris Jericho's iconic return, right? The second coming in 2007.
Yeah. That should be top 5, but okay.
That's when you came back wearing the suits, right?
Right. The Ayatollah of rock and roll that had returned, you know what I mean, coming back off of his wonderful Fozzy journey for the first time around, came back, did a whole new thing, whole new shtick, came out with the trunks and everything, got rid of the long pants and the long hair and was all business. All right, number 8 was Goldberg's 2016 WWE return.
You know that was good when he beat Brock in 1 minute.
Come on,
get him the fuck out of here.
Cursing. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, he beat Brock in 1 minute. That's Survivor Series was great. That when he beat Brock.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Okay. First of all, we never gonna do this again. You're not gonna cut me off in the middle of my countdown. Right? That's what we're not gonna do.
Don't mention Goldberg.
Okay.
Yeah, don't mention Goldberg.
Right. So,
but go ahead, number.
You know, for the fans, it was definitely for the fans, right? Okay,
It
that was
was
one of the
good.
most
It was
iconic
good.
rivalries when he came back and he beat Brock, who was on top of the world at the time, and just cut him down. You know how many people came back to watch
top of your world.
product? It was great. It was great. All right. So number 6. All right. Here we go. John Cena's comeback at the Royal Rumble in 2008.
That might have should have
right
been
there,
top 5.
That right there was a big return. That the look on Triple H's face when he saw John Cena come out, like the sell on that was just amazing.
Madison Square
And
Garden.
Madison Square
Garden. JR made that.
JR, right? John Cena, it electrified the crowd because like he was superhuman. He wasn't supposed to be back so soon off of his surgery, and it was amazing. Now I did get thrown off a little bit. I jumped from 8 to 6. So I'm gonna go back down to number 7. Number 7 was the Hardy Boys WrestleMania 33 return. Right.
I just typed it in my phone right before you said it. I was like, if he don't have this on this, I'm gonna be mad as hell.
New Day faked us all out, having us thinking that they was going to join the tag team match and turn it from a 3-way into a 4-way. But then when we heard that iconic Hardy Boys come out, theme song come out, it was crazy.
Out of body experience for me. It was literally, yes. Out of body.
I jumped out of my seat. I was high fiving everybody. I was at a bar that night. I didn't know what to do with myself. The number 5 return, right, was Brock Lesnar's return in 2012 when he came back. We had the iconic Brock Lesnar guy with the chicken chest. Just
he's beefed up now. You gotta see him.
Yo, he did. No. He definitely. And he got a great page, by the way. Shout out to the Brock Lesnar guy, man. He is awesome with his posts and whatnot. But that was an iconic return when he came back. Had everybody thinking he was on some professional da. But all of us who really knew Brock knew that he didn't like Cena for nothing, and Cena was about to get that work put on him, get the brakes beat off of him. You know what I mean?
Then he kicked that nigga hat in the audience.
Yeah, that nigga was
yes, he did. All right, the number 4 return. Now, this return for me was just the most shocking return on this list. Like, we didn't see it coming. The fans didn't see it coming, and we had a very lovely, like, nostalgic moment. It was Edge at the 2020 Royal Rumble.
Definitely top 5. Definitely top 5.
Maybe.
Number 4, coming in number 4, Edge just shocked the world, and I was like, nah, this is not real, right? Like, what multiverse are we in? Where Edge, and he was jacked when he came back, and we was like, yo, he gotta be the next one. He gotta be the next one. All right, so number 3, we into the top 3 returns now. Number 3 is Triple H. I gotta put the date down. Like, yo,
I was there.
He came back at Madison Square Garden on May 21st, 2001, and that
showed that much.
I think Edge was a little better.
That
was. What you saying, Naja?
I think Edge was a little better. I mean, that was good, but that was promoted. We knew it was coming. It was a great moment, but overall, I think that Edge one was. I don't know.
It was hard, and that's why it's a disputed countdown, Naja. I mean, you could.
I'm disputing.
Order if you want. You disputing that one? All right, cool.
You are disputed.
You dispute that one. All right, cool.
Join the club, Naja.
The number 2 return of all time in WWE history was Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. When he came back in 2011, right?
What about 2023?
What?
On SmackDown, nobody expected that.
I mean, yeah, but we talking about. I mean, that was just more or less a surprise. But like, this return was
the actual wrestler return.
Yeah, this was the return, bro.
You got it. You're not disputed that time. You got it.
I feel like
that was a hell of a return when he came back and he did that whole promo with John Cena. It lasted for a whole 2 years, I believe. And then so the number 1 return of all.
The Rock always returns.
Huh?
The Rock always returns.
Yeah, but you gotta pick out the best one, and that's the best one because he was away for so long, man.
No.
All right, number 1 return of all time in WWE history. We already know it. Chicago-made Punk, CM Punk, returned last month, all right, to WWE. Hell froze over, all right, and the pop was just super, super crazy. No matter it was in Chicago, the whole
I got two honorable mentions.
erupted. The whole world erupted when CM Punk came back to the WWE.
Two honorable mentions because they're two of my favorites and two people I study all the time. We gotta bring up the Shawn Michaels comeback in 2002. Survivor Series.
I give that one.
And then right after that, nobody ever thought. Of course, okay. So the impact of this one probably wasn't as big as a lot of these other ones, but no one would expect Bret to come back and do the program he did with Vince and all that. So Bret Hart coming back too was a big deal. So honorable mentions, but Shawn should be in that top 10.
He definitely should be.
Bray should have been in that.
Who?
Bray.
Who?
Oh, Bray Wyatt. Oh, okay.
I thought you said Ray. I'm like, Ray Mysterio.
I thought he said Drake. I was like, who?
What?
Drake?
Drake?
Drake never was in the WWE.
Don't start speaking shit into existence. He be the main performer at WrestleMania in Philly. Fucking Drake. Bathroom break. No.
Now WWE ain't paying that money. WWE's not going to. We might get Machine Gun Kelly, again or something like that.
We gonna get Uzi Bird again. Come on, we
gonna get Uzi. You gonna do that Nakamura performance?
Hell yeah.
That would be dope, depending on who Nakamura is in the program with. All right.
But going back to the list for a second, I was thinking about, what about Stone Cold's return?
Oh yeah.
WrestleMania?
That's definitely the top 10.
With Kevin Owens? That was really good.
No. The one where he
it was really good, but like how I really judged it was like pop off the like, you know what I mean?
About the one,
like we kind of knew Stone Cold was gonna be there, right? So it wasn't like that big of a shock factor. The shock factor was the impromptu match, right? Which turned out to be very entertaining.
Which one you talking about? You talking about the one when he took his ball and went home return?
No, the main event of WrestleMania, Kevin
the WrestleMania
Owens.
one.
Yeah. The recent one. This decade.
Yeah. Well, the way he took his ball and went home, that one was a good one when he came back, and what have you. But I think that with the most recent, did we really know if he was coming or not?
We knew he was coming to do the Kevin Owens show. We didn't know it was going to be a match. We wasn't sure. They never said it was going to be a match.
Yeah, and then I knew once that glass popped, that stadium was going to go unglued. Like I knew, just to hear that iconic music and to see him do the walk down.
Right.
But I would agree that CM Punk's would now be in my top 5.
Mm-hmm.
Because let me tell you something. In the world of social media, the way WWE kept this as a secret is almost unheard of.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's almost virtually unheard of for them to keep it as a secret that he's returning back to the company.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime WWE downplays anything from now on, it's the truth. We know that person is coming.
True.
Because they kept going. They kept saying, no, we have no interest in Phil. We wish him all the best. He's not coming. And what do you have? What do we have? We have CM Punk. And that is one of the greatest returns to me in my book.
Who's the heel in the rivalry with CM Punk and Seth Rollins?
Seth is definitely getting pushed to that heel role. You can see it. The crowd is starting to change itself. Seth is starting to say the little slick stuff. And I'm sick of hearing that damn song, so...
Will
sick of the song.
Will the symphony be as louder than the CM Punk chants?
I know they've been having some good battles now.
The CM Punk chants have definitely overridden the song.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Everybody better bring their throat lozenges, their whores, all at the WrestleMania. Because if it's the match at WrestleMania, it's gonna be CM Punk. Whoa. So it's gonna be bananas. Mm-hmm. Is that all for your disputed countdown, Masquerade?
That's it, bro. That's it.
Wow. And for the first time, this is a history-breaking episode because for the first time, I actually agree with the top 3 of the disputed countdown. That was that was actually really good, and that was also easy because CM Punk just came back. But shouts out to Masquerade Cam.
What about Jim Ross returning in 1999 after
Okay, we're gonna
shut up. I need to stop. Maybe it was a top 30.
We love him. He's the real GOAT. I was joking earlier with Michael.
Yeah, because I was about to kick the iPad off the.
I was joking. The real GOAT is, you know, it's Jim Ross.
I was about to air fight
funny
you. We
'cause
was
it
gonna have an
his
air
birthday.
fight for real.
Anyway, let's get this show moving on. You've been hearing his voice. He's been giving his feedback. They say great things tend to come in small packages. Our guest this week is an experienced wrestler with a unique look. If you guys are watching live on YouTube right now, you will see. If not, we want to encourage you to go to YouTube, subscribe, like, share, and comment. Anyway, he's an experienced wrestler with a unique look that combines high flying and ground style. He doesn't just lend his talent to the square circle. He's a wrestling coach, referee, director, film producer, actor. Geez, you got more jobs than Masquerade got there? Damn, wow. Nonetheless, he is the current Deep South champion. Let's clap it up for Mr. Naja Small.
As you guys can tell, I love to talk wrestling. Yes, Naja Small is the entrepreneur, LA Film School student, video production, graphic design company, and Naja is the wrestler. They're all one person. Yeah.
I'm going to speak to the wrestler part first.
Okay, well,
First of all, fresh off your open challenge. This is the Three Amigos show, right? So fresh off of your open challenge, the Southern Honor Wrestling Promotion, on to our show. First things first, we want to ask you, how are you doing? Simple.
I'm great. I'm a little sore because there's been a lot of wrestling over the past couple weeks. I'm extremely I'm in the ring a lot. Like I train 2 to 3 times a week. Then I'm usually wrestling Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So the only day I'm not in the ring is probably on Mondays and Tuesdays, and those days I'm at the gym. So it's a lot of dedication that goes to this, you know. And I usually I have a lot of mentees and a lot of young guys I'm training, and they travel with me to shows and all of that, helping them get booked. And as I continue to grow and my brand grows, I'm trying to give back and bring up other talents, teaching them backstage etiquette, not just the in-ring stuff. I go way beyond that when I mentor, and I help them with their branding, tell them what not to do on social media, you know, how to post, hashtags, blah, blah, blah. I'm all about branding yourself as a wrestler, because a lot of my wrestlers that I train, they're black, they have dreads. So, you know, they have similar looks, and a lot of wrestlers, we have a lot of black wrestlers on the indies right now with similar looks, dreads, blah, blah, blah. So you got to have a distinct character to stand out, a distinct look. So I'm always on them about, you can't just be the same black guy with dreads that everybody else is. You can't do the same moves that you see on TV. It's 1,000 guys on the indies. You can take from that person and add your originality onto it, but you can't copy everything you see somebody else do. You got to come up with your own stuff, your own gimmick, your own look, your own moveset. So, yeah.
Okay, so you talked a lot about others and mentee and others. I'm going to ask you this question, and then I'll toss it over to one of the kings on the show. I ask this question almost to every professional wrestler who comes on the show. You kind of alluded to it a little bit, is what is it that you think you bring to the world of professional wrestling, and who are you?
A lot of people may look at some highlights of me and think, oh, he's a high flyer, he does all this cool stuff. But I'm an old school wrestling fan, as you can hear by the conversation. I do keep up with today's product, but I'm more likely to go back and watch stuff from the 90s, 80s, because I love storytelling. I'm not about the moves. I always tell my trainees and stuff, it's not about the moves. I've seen people do 10-minute matches, then they bump twice, and they don't do anything off the top rope, and that match is just as entertaining as somebody doing 10 dives and all that. So it's about the story. It's about what you're doing. It's about how you do it, not what you're doing. So I forgot the question was. I got to talk.
I said, who are you, and what do you bring to professional?
Oh yeah, I mean, experience.
I guess you answered it. You said today they
Yeah,
ain't
I guess
wrestling.
so. Yeah.
Today they ain't storytelling. That's what you just told me.
Yes, and I told my opponent, one of my opponents, earlier this. I said, well, I was telling people that I'm not going to do a lot of high flying this weekend. I said I think people are starting to forget how much of a technician I am, because I can mat wrestle for 10 minutes, just keep going. And you know, I have all these crazy submission moves, but I rarely get to do them because a lot of matches 8 to 10, 6 to 8. So nobody's going to want to watch me chain wrestle and do all this crazy submission stuff for 3 minutes, and then, you know, we only got 2 more minutes to do the rest of the match. So I don't get to everywhere I go, I don't get to get my full style out. So, you know.
Okay, all right. One of the kings.
Versatility, that's what I bring. That's to sum it up. Versatility.
I'm gonna jump in real quick, Naja. So, being from Georgia, right? We had a wrestler from the South a few weeks ago, Mass Exodus. And so Georgia lineage is crazy, all right? Georgia Championship Wrestling, all right, home of the WCW. You know, you got a lot of big stars coming out of Georgia, mainly, you know, the Nature Boy Ric Flair. And along those lines, how do you feel you measure up to that talent from the Georgia lineage?
I don't compare myself to. I study the best, but I don't compare myself to them. I will tell you something about Georgia wrestling. So another thing, I'm the creator of the Georgia Wrestling Award Show. This year coming up is going to be the second annual award show. So that's something I started earlier this year. Everyone doubted that I could pull it off. Number one, they didn't want a wrestler doing it, but we've had the awards for years and years, but they never did an award show. They did a podcast, let the people call in. Here's your award. We'll mail it to you. Now we got a full-blown award show. It's like the BET Awards, red carpet, all of this. The one issue here in Georgia is we have a lot of great promotions now. They're on IWTV, great photographers, great camera footage. So a lot of Georgia wrestlers are getting to the point where they don't feel like they have to leave out the state. But we all know to get popular on that mainstream level and to get your name out there all over the U.S., you got to travel. I'm in the main event. I wrestle at all the big shows here in Georgia. VPW, they're all pulling major crowds. Main events, I'm getting to have 20-minute matches. Everybody looks up to me. I got all these championship belts. I got 3 championships right now. But at the end of the day, I go to New York. I go to California. They're like, oh, yeah, I see your stuff online. Right. And it's not a big deal to them. You know what I'm saying? It's a big deal. And I realize that I'm a big deal here in Georgia. I'm the guy right now. You know, I'm at every big promotion. I'm in the main events. I'm winning championships. But I do realize, like, my main goal right now is to get out of Georgia. I'm talking to promotions all over the U.S., trying to get booked. My main goal is to get overseas and all of that. But Georgia does have that lineage. My advice to these wrestlers here in Georgia is not to get stuck here, because you get to go on these big shows here in Georgia with all the Titantrons and the big entranceways and stuff like that, and you get stuck here. And you just got, I mean, it's great lineage, but don't get stuck. Because I feel like I kind of got in that wormhole for a while. I got comfortable, you know, selling shirts and, you know, just being able to, all these fans loving me and want to take pictures and stuff. That's great, but that's a small sector of the world. And I'm at a point where I'm kind of over. I'm not over it, but I need more. And, you know, a lot of young wrestlers, man, they look up to me and they think this is amazing. But for me, I'm just at a point in my career where I need and I want more. I'm not happy where I'm at right now. And I know that sounds crazy to people because they say this year was my breakout year and I'm all over the place. But I'm not satisfied right now at all with my career.
There's no high like a narcissism high, right?
Right. Yes. Clearly. Cam, you wanted to ask a question?
Yeah. So you have a very unique wrestling style and presentation, right? So what or who are 3 influences to your wrestling style and presentation?
Sting.
Sting. Oh, wait, how you spell it?
Surfer Sting. I'm from Georgia. Get over it.
Sting.
I like that. That's why
I say
put some Sting on it.
Put some Sting on it. For him, in ring wise, character wise, him. If you notice, my jackets have like the shimmery stuff and the broken glass and all that. Shawn Michaels. And then my heel stuff, when I talk, I know a lot of people haven't seen it yet because I just turned heel on one promotion that I'm champ at, and it's the Hoochie Daddy is kind of the character and stuff, but all of that, the way I talk and the way I act and my mannerisms, it comes from Ric Flair. And then Brett is somebody I always love in the ring because of his selling. Every time you watch Brett, he looks like he's hurt. When somebody's beating him up, when he sells that turnbuckle, he makes everything looks like hurt. So my biggest advice I give to my trainees is always touch what hurts. If you don't know what to do, like when you're selling and whatever, and you looking stupid selling, I was like, you look dumb. Just touch what hurts. It's like somebody punch you in the face and you selling your gut. You know, whatever. It's like you gotta touch where. So I always, that's what I do in the ring. Somebody hit me in the jaw, you don't notice I'll grab. If my head is hurt, my stomach hurt, I'm always grabbing what hurts. So I'm all about the selling. It's not about the moves. Last night I was in a rumble, and I was just taking shit from everybody. Every time somebody come in, you know, people didn't really have a lot of stuff that they were gonna do. I was like, call us, let's do it, let's do it, let's do it, let's do it. Because I know the selling and that's what gets you over. Right. For the baby faces, they be like, I don't understand how the crowd gets behind you so much. I was like, because I get my ass whooped and I fight from under. As a baby face, you learn to fight from under, and the more you fight from under, that's the more the people get behind because they want to see you accomplish getting. Yeah.
I'll say this about your selling. Your rivalry with this 3-year-old that you got going on. Masterful work. I'm just gonna tell you, like when that baby suplexed you, I said, that baby's strong.
I'm gonna give you the backstory. It's on the podcast. I'm gonna give you the backstory. That's PCW. I'm the PCW champ. Just won the belt back.
From the baby?
No. So usually at the end of our shows, kids just jump in the ring. You know, I'm always, kids want to take pictures and stuff, face paint, yada yada. So mostly after every show, I usually just jump in the ring with the kids and roll around and play around with them and stuff like that. And Trey is one of the fans, you know, one of my big fans or whatever. And I just literally, I was walking out the door with my bags and I saw him in the ring and I just slid in and started playing with him. His mom was filming. I didn't even know we were getting filmed. None of it was planned. The second one we did, same thing. I was leaving out the building. I said, you know what? Where's Trey? I want him right now. He was not even in the room. And they heard it. It's like, he coming. Just shut up and wait. He coming. But none of that was planned. It was just literally me getting in the ring playing with kids.
Nice.
Okay. Solid Diesel, you have
1.2 million views, though.
Yeah.
1.2 million views on my profile. A couple other pages posted it as their own post, and they got over 1 million views, which is crazy to me.
Make sure y'all post this and like this post and subscribe and share this and make sure it gets.
Make us go viral.
Yeah, make us go viral. Okay, that's the point. My bad. Sour D's.
Yeah, so you mentioned your in-ring styles. You're inspired by Shawn Michaels, Sting, and Bret Hart. So who is your Mount Rushmore? And what made you get into wrestling?
That's a double stack question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well,
I'm so sorry. I mean,
can I tell who? Can I surprise people on before we even answer those questions? Can I surprise people on who the people I really enjoy watching right now, like on the main roster? Because I think it would surprise people. Like one of my favorite people to watch is Gunther. They're like, what? Out of all the flips and stuff that you do, I don't really like to watch the style of wrestling I do. You know, I like to watch technicians and stuff like that. I love me some Nia Jax. I love bigger wrestlers. I love to wrestle bigger wrestlers.
Definitely a bigger wrestler.
That David Goliath always gives the better matches. I don't want to be in there with somebody my size and I got to run a million miles an hour the whole time I'm wrestling. I want the big guy to throw me around. I can bump off him, whatever. But my Mount Rushmore, in-ring wise, I would Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair. Y'all gonna kill me. Don't you cut me off this podcast. I'm not coming back if y'all hang up.
No, we're not.
Hulk Hogan.
Hang up is crazy on streaming.
Well, he said Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan? Okay.
Hulk Hogan, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, Ric Flair. And I guess you could throw in The Rock.
You just throwing them in there?
Stone Cold.
I mean, you don't have to put anybody in that you don't feel they deserve to, be.
No, I mean, I know when people say Mount Rushmore, they're like, it got to be 4 people, but those are the people. Hogan and this thing.
I just want to ask a question. Why that piece of shit Hulk Hogan? I can get everybody else, but why Why that lying, racist piece of shit, Terry motherfucking
So let me
Bollea,
go. Let me.
out of everybody.
Just like
Separate
people
the man
still
from the
love
art.
Benoit.
Separates the man from the art.
Just how people still love Benoit, but you know it's a taboo subject not to talk about him.
I do. I love him.
Yeah.
I can't. Just like people don't know my personal life and know how many times I say the word nigga on a weekly basis, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I can't base my opinion on someone's in-ring wrestling career and their actual wrestling career off of something they did after their wrestling career or something they did in their personal life after their wrestling career. This is solely me basing off his contribution to the business.
He had none.
How he made me feel when I watched him.
He had none. He had zero contributions to the business.
How he made me feel when I watched him. There would be no WWE or WWF if it wasn't for Hulk Hogan and Vince McMahon together.
We agree. We would agree on that. But Hulk Hogan is terrible, man. And even when he was there,
and then also people base it off of the later stuff. So what we got to go to look at his early 80s, late 70s stuff, his stuff in Japan where he's chain wrestling and doing things like that. And
Hulk Hogan said that.
Let me finish my thought.
You know, like
Mash out don't like being interrupted, but he always interrupting somebody.
He shut up, Kev. You remember when he said that he auditioned for Elvis Presley. Come on, man, please.
So and then let me go back to people say he never did a lot in the ring. It got to a point where he didn't have to do a lot of ring. Same thing with John Cena, same thing with The Rock, same thing with Stone Cold. When you get to a certain point in your career, you don't have to do a lot of ring. If you're still selling millions of tickets and selling out arenas and selling merch, you're doing something right. So who cares what you do in the ring? I keep saying it's not about the moves. It's how you make us feel. It's how you affect us character-wise. I don't care if he did one damn move. He still made me feel something.
Naja, can I ask one question?
I mean, the man has a point. The man has a goddamn point.
A broken clock's right at least twice a day. Naja, I have a question. Okay.
That.
Okay. I have a question. Who did Hulk Hogan ever put over?
The Rock.
The Macho.
Let's
Yokozuna.
No.
Did he put you
Ultimate Warrior.
Did he put you over?
Undertaker.
There we
The
go.
Ultimate Warrior.
You know who Hulk Hogan put over? You know who Hulk Hogan. Can I answer?
Billy
I'm gonna answer the
Kidman.
question.
Leno. He put over Jay
I had to
Leno.
literally
Brock Lesnar. I had to
literally
think. Brock Lesnar. Let me see.
I had to
Stop Joe in Canada.
I'll give you the answer.
Yourself.
Hulk Hogan put over Hollywood Hogan. That's the only person that he put over.
Brandon.
He put over Jacques Rougeau.
Control
over the thing so we can mash out. Oh,
yeah.
you ain't gonna lift that one down, but this is not your interview. So you wrestle.
I don't get to talk wrestling a lot, so I love this conversation. I know it's supposed to be about me right now, but I don't care about all of that. I'm probably one of the persons that don't like to talk about themselves, but I realize for branding purposes and for social media, I have to constantly post. I have to keep my following up, so that's why I post so much, because I understand what today's media and what today's wrestling world requires of me as a wrestler. So that's why I'm so active on social media. But I don't have to talk about myself all the time. I don't even like to talk about myself.
I'm sorry, but my next question is about you. So this is who we booked. I'm sorry. We could talk about Hogan, but I don't really want to talk about that nigga. Anyway, as a creative, talk to us about a time when you were doubting yourself. And for younger listeners and younger fans and viewers out there, how did you muddle through, like, not coming up with a concept? You work a lot with videos. You work a lot with being creative in the ring. Even in some of our personal conversations, you have told me that a lot of your matches, you're calling the match, right? Even with some more veterans. So talk to us about a time where you had to muddle through a time where you wasn't maybe feeling confident or really feeling yourself.
All right, I'm going to give you a business. I'm going to talk about business, how that happened, and I'll talk about wrestling. as far as business earlier this year, I felt stuck. I felt like, yeah, I got this video production company, but there's so many new mediums coming out. There's so many new techniques and things that are happening, different avenues in social media and how people are monetizing. I just felt stuck. So I kept seeing LA Film School pop across my timeline. I applied for school in August. By September, I was in school, scholarships, everything. So I felt like I needed a change. I needed to grow. I wanted to get in podcasting, but I had a fear about setting up audio equipment. Everything we cover in school is about social media, podcasting, film, media, blah, blah, blah. So business-wise, entrepreneurship-wise, my decision was I got to go back to school. That happened earlier this year. Also, let's go back to, so what you guys may not know, I started early in the like 2010, 2011 when I was super young, and I had people like Xavier Woods who really took a liking to me, took me on my first wrestling trip. I call him Austin, but he took me to my Ring of Honor show, and he just really thought the world of me and thought I was great. And that was my first 6 months of wrestling. And he was telling everybody, man, you got to see this kid. He done wrestled a best of 7. I wrestled a best of 7 with a guy in my first 6 months of wrestling, and we called the whole best of 7 in the ring for 7 matches. And each match was, 10, 20 minutes or whatever. And but I really did not follow through wrestling. I love wrestling to do music, and I left wrestling for like 5 years. And I came back in 2020. When I came back in 2020, I only came back to do 1 or 2 matches. And I started training in 2020. Then I got in a bad car accident, and I had to stop training for like 5 months. Then at the end of 2020, I came back like in October, started training, and I was like, all right. In January 2021, January 8th, 2021, I had my first match back. And that match ended up being really good. And I was like, okay, that was good. Now I'm going to do commentary, and I'm good. I'm not getting back into wrestling. 4 months later, I'm wrestling at PCW. Different promoters started to see me and started asking me. They were like, man, you should come work there. And I was like, oh, no. I was like, I'm not ready for that. I got to get in better shape. I had no confidence. Every time I practiced, I would try to do a springboard. I would fall. I couldn't springboard for like months.
So let me get this straight. You should have been an honorable mention on the disputed countdown of returns because you.
No,
and you came back because this is crazy. This was in a car accident. You got a return. Wow.
Y'all, I had no confidence when I came back in 2021. Around June, July of 2021 is when I started to work at other promotions. By the end of the year in 2021, I was working at like 3 or 4 promotions. In 2022, that's when it all just took off. Okay. So literally, you're looking at somebody who wasn't in the wrestling world 2.5 years ago, pretty much at all, and came back in, and I realized what the climate was. I realized what I needed to do to get my name out there. I started my wrestling Instagram in 2021. We went from 100 followers to close to 4,000 now.
Okay.
And networking, meeting all these different wrestlers all over the East Coast and the West Coast and stuff like that. It took 2.5 years, and whether I make it to the next level, whatever, I've been an example to a lot of younger talents on how to do this, how to brand yourself, how to get your name out there. And if I could do it in 2.5 years, they're just starting out. They got 10, 15, 20 years ahead of them. So use me as that template. Use me. Look at how I marketed myself, how I built my brand and all that kind of stuff. And that's what I always tell them. I'm the walking example for you. How to act backstage, how to interact with the bookers, how to interact with the promoters, how to email, how to send your package to these promoters and stuff like that, how to present yourself as a wrestler.
Okay, all right. Any of the other Three Amigos have a question for him? I have plenty, but if y'all want to go ahead, please.
I did have one more.
Go ahead.
You got
that's Masquerade Cam for those of y'all just tuning in.
Huh?
I'm selling for those of them just tuning in. That's Masquerade Cam asking the question.
You got very interesting face paint work, and I was just wondering, who does it? Is it you or is it somebody else?
That's how I feel that day.
I got you. And then
I never paint my face with a plan.
Oh, okay.
Get to the arena, and I figure out which gear I'm gonna wear. I'm like, okay, and I literally just cut that phone on or the iPad on. And I just paint. It's never any type of. I literally went in the bathroom 10 minutes before we shot the show and just picked 3 colors and just painted.
Got you. How long does it normally take you to do it?
This took about 5 to 10 minutes. When I want to do more detail at shows, I do like a lot of shading and stuff. That may take like 10, 15, 20 minutes. I say at the most like 20 minutes.
Got you. When did you know you had that like artistic skill and talent to be able to do that?
I've always kind of been on the artistic side, performing arts and all that. And I always gravitated to the Road Warriors, wrestlers would paint. And when, like I tell you about standing out as a wrestler, when I came in as a rookie, my trainer was like, because I was doing music at the time, he's like, you should do something like John Cena and this person, and you bust into song randomly. I was like, oh no.
Sour Diesel does that.
I said, that's not going to make me a main event character. I knew from the punch, I knew how people were going to perceive me as a comedic character and stuff like that. I was like, that's not going to work for me. And I wanted something that was going to stand out. So face paint was automatically my first thought. I got to do something that's going to stand out as a black wrestler, because we don't have black wrestlers, a lot of black wrestlers walking out around here. Face paint. We got a lot walking around with dreads. And can do cool moves and stuff, but they don't stand out because they're so much alike other black wrestlers. So this is a part of my.
Are we talking about Rich Swann?
Who?
You don't get
that's what I was trying to figure
I'm just playing.
Name names. It's only us
talking
here.
about a lot of
Like,
younger talents.
it's just us here. Like, name names. You talking about Rich Swann?
No, I'm talking about younger talents that I know right now.
Oh, okay.
Literally, it's a lot of black wrestlers on the indies now that just have dreads and do cool moves.
Okay, do dreads and do cool moves. Wow.
I'm not gonna front. It do be looking like WWE 2K23.
And they don't have no character because all they're trained to do is how to do moves. So that's one thing we work on in training. We work on character work. We work on your entrance. We work on your character work. We work on every aspect of you being a professional wrestler. And some of these training facilities only teach them how to do moves. So if all you know how to do is do moves and come out there in your trunks and your black dreads, you're never gonna stand out.
Okay,
you don't have no type of character.
Kind of like Top Flight. Top Flight only got moves. That's all they got.
No,
I'm not gonna judge.
They got charisma. They got moves.
Charisma, yeah.
And injuries.
Yes, because of the moves that they're doing. Hello, like the Hardy Boys back in the days. Duh. Speaking of which, you talked about dreads and wrestlers with dreads, right? Talk to us on how important representation and diversity is, and what does that mean to you in professional wrestling today?
I love it. I love it backstage. So let me tell you, the climate when I started to how it is now, totally different. The atmosphere backstage, totally different. There was a big vet rookie dynamic back in the day, 10 years ago. The vets sitting on one side, interacting with you. The rookies, we in one corner. They treating us a certain way. That was the one thing I really dealt with. They see a younger talent who can flip and do all the cool stuff. Because I was a natural from day one. I went in, my first day of training was doing split leg moonsaults and stuff like that. Because I've been studying wrestling since I've been 3 years old. So I the only thing I really needed to learn, I'm a black belt in karate. I was captain of the wrestling team in high school. So, I had a scholarship offer to wrestle in college and stuff like that. So I came in there with some skills already, but they were intimidated by the skills. So I'm the exact opposite now. When I came back to wrestling, I'm always giving advice in the locker room. It's a very family type of environment in the locker room. Hugs. We messaging each other, it's more of a family environment. It was never like that. So everything we didn't have when we were back in the day, now I'm giving it. We got those relationships built with the talent. My rookies call me all the time, asking me for advice and stuff like that, or message me. So it's just, I love how wrestling has changed. You still got some assholes out there, and still people being jerks and got them attitudes. Oh, you got to shake my hand and treat me this way and all that kind of stuff. But the change it was necessary, and I love the all-inclusive. No group of persons or feel outcast. But I do feel like there are more black talents that need to be put to the forefront in these major companies, and I definitely think it's some. I think they need to look for more black talents.
Who we talking
Especially-
about? Swerve?
I'm talking about in general in the major companies. In general, in the major companies, they need
Okay.
to look
Because
at.
you said more black. I was just wondering because I feel like, you know, in my mind, he's a future, you know, champion. But I was just wondering if you felt the same.
I think he's great. I think he could have been a standout black talent for WWE.
Well, talk about it since you brought it up. I wasn't going to say
at the time,
nothing.
WWE didn't have a lot of black standouts. Of course, they had Velveteen Dream and stuff like that.
Get the toy.
Who should come back?
Yeah, definitely.
Get the toy.
I think, boy, but I lost my train of thought when he got right here.
Okay.
Velveteen Dream, Swerve.
And we were talking about representation.
I think he could have been a great representation of the black community in WWE. I just think he would have did really well if they would have used him properly when he came on.
Okay. Who else?
Yeah.
Who else out there that you see right now who might be who might have a mirror representation of you that you feel like, you know, they deserve more than what it is they are getting?
You put me on the spot with that one.
Sorry, it's the Three Amigos show.
Make it promotion specific for me to probably
all of them. You can start down the line if you want to, and then if you want to work your way up, that's perfectly fine. You got about 5 minutes to answer it, so it's okay.
I'm gonna just say somebody I know that I wrestled. I wrestled with him. I wrestled a lot with him this past year, and he was still in the development and learning stages when I got to wrestle him. And he always tell me like, "Man, I learned a lot when I wrestled you." Right now, he's in ROH in the infantry with Sean Dean, Carly Bravo. I got to wrestle Carly a lot. Single matches, triple threat matches, and stuff like that. And I'm still on shows with him, even though he's in ROH right now. But a talent like that, he's in a tag team right now, but ROH and AEW can, if they give him a microphone and really let him stand out, he can be a big asset on the mic, entertaining as hell. Entertaining, funny character, he can do it all. And I love the fact that he's in a tag team right now because that's going to help him develop more, help him get more confident in front of the crowd and these bigger stadiums and all that kind of stuff that, you know, arenas that they're playing and stuff. And then once he's developed over the next year as a tag team wrestler, I think if they put him in a single role, he will really, you know, go to the next level in that single role. And we have
AEW and Ring of Honor is not using Carly Bravo, right? Okay.
What you said?
I said AEW and Ring of Honor is not using Carly Bravo, right?
Oh, they're using him as a tag team wrestler in ROH. You know, they're using him. But I'm saying if they eventually put him in a single role, I think that he'll do well in both companies. I think he'll do really well.
Okay, WWE, who's not using their representation, their black wrestlers properly?
I haven't watched a lot of NXT, but I hear so much about Carmelo and Trick Williams. It's kind of hard for me to say with WWE. The guy that I see that a lot of people are like, oh, I don't like him, I don't think he's good. I see star written all over him with his dedication with his college wrestling career, how he was able to rise to the top of college wrestling. And you know how much, me being a former amateur wrestler, I know how much it takes to make weight and to stay in shape and to actually do that. So if he can have that dedication to amateur wrestling, I feel like Gable Stevens, he's going to be a big time player for them.
Is he? Wow.
Once he gets the in-ring skills together, once he gets it on track, I think he could be a big player for them.
Okay. But you can't say they're not using him right. Anybody of the Amigos have
I don't really know how they're using him right now because I haven't been keeping up. But when I originally saw him, you know how they kept bringing him on TV and sitting him in the crowd and doing stuff? He was like, why do you keep doing this and all that? I saw
Newsflash, they're not using him. Next.
Okay, but I saw how they were. I saw how they were presenting him, and I know what
Right.
the future is going to be with him. It's going to take some time to develop him, but I know he's going to be a big player for them in the future if he able to adapt.
Now, so where are you from in Georgia, by the way?
I am from Savannah, but I've been in Atlanta for 13 years.
Oh, okay. Well, why? So the move was to school, or you chose to just move to Atlanta in general?
Oh, what you call it? Savannah's the second largest city in Georgia, but I'm in entertainment. I'm in media, film. At the time when I moved, I was really getting into dance and stuff, and doing performing arts. So you can't do that in a small city. What
Right.
I do, you can't. I can't wrestle in Savannah. I can't do none of the stuff I want to do in my life in a small city.
I know you say you did music. What do you do exactly?
Well, if you have seen my new interest, so I just did a remix of my interest song. I do original my interest music and all that.
Okay.
I just put the new music video out there. So
Okay.
I'm a link y'all to that. My new
Link,
music.
definitely link us to that.
My original music interest song is called "Who Am I," and the remix is
Keith
called
Lee.
No, I was doing it 2 years before. So that's when everybody was sending me messages when Keith Lee started doing his song. It's like, wait a minute. There's like somebody's watching on this because I had the song 2 years before he even did the Who Am I and my song starts off with Who Am I. So, but my remix is called You Know Who I Am. So,
I just want to ask.
Yeah, R&B and pop.
Okay. So you more of a rapper.
It was like more of an R&B pop. I had
So
backup
you
dancers.
rap?
Nah, I don't rap.
All right. Okay. So you more singing it.
I'm horrible at rapping. Yeah. It's more of a singing pop. If you hear my interest music, you kind of know.
And one last one for me.
Mm-hmm.
Top artists from Georgia. Top rappers from Georgia.
Okay, so here's another thing, people. Man, I listen more for the beat. I listen more for the. I mean,
This guy is all the way left. Oh, like okay. Who you got? Who you got for me now?
But let me say that. Let me tell you why. Because a lot of stuff they rap about, I'm not living their lifestyle. I don't identify with that. So why, I'm not popping pills and doing all this crazy shit. So it's cool. So I get more into the hook and to the beat and stuff like that. A song because I'm a musician and I love music. Type of rappers. I'm not gonna go to Georgia, but because I'm not really into that scene. But I'm a Big Sean, J. Cole. I love lyrical rappers. I'm not into the hype rap, and then I love me a good twerk beat and all that kind of stuff. Like a good let me see who damn beat. I can't think of any beats, but I love up-tempo dance music. But as far as rap artists, it's always going to be the lyrical ones. Like I definitely can listen to Big Sean all the time.
Big Sean's lyrical?
Oh, God, here we go.
Yeah. Especially the first album,
When compared to like Future, compared to like Fetty Wap and what do you call these? What's the Young Thug and stuff like that?
Drill rappers,
yeah.
Them
The
niggas
mumble
is in
rap.
jail. You just named.
You know what I'm saying? Like the mumble rap.
What about T.I.? You from Georgia? What do you think about T.I.?
Oh, T.I.'s dope. I think it's cool.
What about Luda?
Who?
Luda.
I think he's good too. But when you asked me, I was thinking current.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't thinking about people.
I thought it was more of a current question too.
Yeah, I was thinking current.
I thought it was overall.
I get it. That's
Oh yeah, well, Ludacris.
All right, you got me. I'm done.
Outkast. If you gonna ask me that, it's definitely Outkast.
I was wondering. I said Georgia. I mean, I didn't know. I
went straight to current. But if you're talking overall, it's definitely Outkast.
Okay.
Did you listen to Andre 3000's new album?
I haven't, but I've heard a lot about it.
It's very relaxing, to be honest.
Listen here, my schedule's been so busy. I woke up and went to the gym at 7 a.m. this morning, and I had a shoot at 9. I shot from 9 to 3 with a client. Came home. I edited 2 short films for a client. 3 months ago, we shot some short films, and both of those short films that went to the final round in film festivals. And my client called Thursday. She's like, look, these film festivals, now that it's made it to the final round, they're requesting that we have trailers for each film. So literally after I got through with my shoot at 3 p.m., I came in, I finished one trailer. So as soon as we got the call, I got to go finish that trailer. Then I got to do 3 flyers for wrestling shows, because I do flyers for wrestling shows also. Then after I did the 3 flyers for a wrestling show, I got one more flyer to do for Wine Walk Run 5K, which is the 5K that I helped start with one of my business partners, somebody I've been working with for years here in Atlanta. She started 3 years ago. They do it at Piedmont Park. Hundreds of people. It's a Caribbean 5K. With the feathers and all that kind of stuff. So I got to finish that flyer. So I got 4 flyers to do, 1 trailer to do before I go to sleep tonight. And then that's why I said I'm going to fall asleep on NXT once I start watching it.
Oh, wow. So you're from Caribbean descent? We have people here who are,
I'm not.
Oh, okay.
How I built that relationship with the lady who runs Wine Walk Run 5K. When I first moved to Atlanta, I taught Zumba at her studio. I taught hip hop and Zumba at her studio. And since I taught dance at her studio, since then we have been connected. I always do her graphics and stuff for her different businesses and videos. So when the 5K happens, I film the whole 5K. I do all the graphics for it, design the step and repeat banner, all that kind of stuff.
Well, so we talked about you in professional wrestling. We talked about you training. You mentioned stuff about you being in the gym. You talked about a plethora of different things. I wanted to throw out some names to you, and I wanted you to just let me know, is it ism or is it not?
Is it what?
Is it ism or is it not? Like, if it is or is it isn't? Like, if it is, then it is. If it's not, it's not, right? And these are all things that's just associated with you. I'm gonna throw like 4 things out so we can wrap it up, and then we're gonna go into our wrestler of the week. I know you be busy. You're like making flyers. You're wrestling. I don't even know if you get a chance to watch the product to even have a wrestler of the week, but you're gonna take this time to think of who your wrestler of the week is. However, and ism or not, I wanted to throw out some names to you, and you let me know if they are or they not. So if they ism or they not. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna start off with the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
I love Cody, but it's starting to feel a little stale to me.
Oh, interesting.
I'm starting every time I see that entrance having to fast forward through it because I'm tired of seeing that same damn entrance with all them damn fireworks.
Oh, wow. I'm highly entertained. It moved me. Maybe.
Yeah, but I see it. Okay, so for me, some of the shows I watch 2 at a time. So it's like I just watched him do this damn long 10 minutes intro 2 hours ago, so I'm watching it again. Maybe if I was watching it Monday, then I got a whole week to rest, then I'm watching it again on Monday. But for me, I watch a lot of stuff back to back because I have to watch it when I get time. But it's starting to get a little stale with me, and I'm ready for the next layer of the story. You keep saying you gotta finish your story, so I'm ready for the next layer now. Come on, let's get to it because we know what we get to. But I'm not getting enough meat to get us to it, and I like that they're doing this thing beside like we're going down the side street to get to the destination now because they're
going to the store. That's what's up.
Yeah, we're making a quick stop to Shinsuke, and I love everything that's happening with Shinsuke. But man, it's starting to get a little stale, so we got to get this story finished because I'm tired of waiting on the story to finish.
What about Austin Theory?
I'm glad you brought. I'm gonna make one little quick note. So when I stopped wrestling is when he kind of started here in Georgia, and a lot of people who wrestle with me now, they got to experience him growing and got to wrestle him. And I'm sure he wrestled at a lot of promotions that I was wrestling at before he started. So I probably would have got to interact and probably wrestle him before he got there. But I think he's one of the futures of WWE. It's hands down. If you're not watching it, if you don't really, they're not gonna put somebody over John Cena at WrestleMania if they don't have big plans for him in the future. And they're like, oh, they're cooling him off now. History shows us you're always gonna get cooled down before they have to. It's a roller coaster ride. If you listen to Bruce Pritchard, he's always gonna tell you we gotta cool you off to bring you back up. And that's what every big talent in the business. You can't stay on top. We gotta bring you down to bring you back up. So I 100% believe he's one of those people that's going to have a 15-year career there.
Okay, 15 years. Wow, that's a good trajectory.
Hey, how many years has he been there already? Like 3 or 4?
I don't remember. Wasn't he in Evolve for a while.
2019, I think he first popped up.
He's gonna be there. He's one of those people they're gonna build that company around.
Oh, wow. That's a good trajectory in your mind. I'm gonna move on to. I'm gonna go a little bit backwards to Arn Anderson.
One of my favorites.
Time out. B, touche. I see where this is. I like how you go with picking the list. Yes, touche.
Arn is one of my favorites. I can listen to him do promos all day long. I can watch Arn Anderson matches back to back. People can talk about it's boring. I don't care. I love watching Arn. I love listening to him talk. I listen to his podcast. I was listening to his podcast on the way to my shoot today. I love hearing his insight on wrestling. I love hearing his mindset of how he carried himself backstage, because he always says he was never political. He was just always a good businessman. He did what the bookers wanted him to do. He didn't complain. He didn't whatever. But I love me some Arn Anderson. One of my sleeper matches of Arn Anderson that people probably have never seen is when his one match he wrestled Ric Flair. I can't think of the pay-per-view, but it was in 95. Yeah, it was in 95. And it was around the time after Hogan that came in and they were reforming the Horsemen and Brian Pillman interfered. Arn Anderson DDT Ric Flair and beat Ric Flair. So that's one of my favorite matches with them too.
Oh, wow. That was good. You threw a throwback. I'm surprised Mashout ain't flashing back with you.
I want to get my man this time.
I got two more, and you got to be quick with the last two.
Okay.
It's the Cat Ernest Miller. We talking about representation.
Okay, let's do Cat Ernest Miller. For the first time, I met him for the first time last year at Southern Honor. He was in the Battle Royal with me, a Rumble with me, and he eliminated me from the Rumble. I was kind of mad about that because, he's a special talent we bring in specifically for this show, and I'm somebody you guys building your show around and elevating. Why would you have somebody like that come and eliminate me? But at the end of the day, I'm not the
black on black crime.
I'm not seriously mad about it, but nice guy. I know one of his sons pretty well and stuff like that. So I think he was talented. I think he needed some more training before they just threw him in there in WCW. That would be my only gripe. I don't think he got enough seasoning and training before they just threw him on TV.
Not to mention,
But he adjusted well.
We would never have Naomi and the Funkadactyls original song, Somebody Call My Mama, if it wasn't for Cat Ernest Miller. This is my last one, and it is going to be the Southern boy with the farmer strength. It is going to be the phenomenal AJ Styles.
One of my top, if we talk about modern wrestlers who I love, AJ Styles, RVD, CM Punk, Bryan Danielson. Those are my four modern, after 2000, those are my guys. I've been watching AJ since the beginning of his career. I know a lot of guys who I wrestle with now have trained with him. Rick Michaels, who books one of the shows I'm champion on. Rick Michaels is the booker. Rick also does timing and stuff in the back for Southern Honor. He does it at Southern Fried and all that. He had AJ Styles' first tryout match in WWE. I think what was that, 2003 or something like that. Rick also makes gear for a lot of WWE talents and NWA talents. So I love AJ, his style, his precision, how he wrestles, how he's creative. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
One of my crowning achievements that I always have to talk about, my favorite referee of all time. Let me bring up my favorite referee of all time, Nick Patrick, who is the owner of Deep South Wrestling. For me, as somebody who came back, I told you I've only been doing it for 2.5 years. Nick Patrick picked me to have his retirement match. So after coming back from wrestling for 2.5 years, for somebody I watched on TV my entire life, to say you are the person I want to have in my retirement match, that meant a world to me. So if I never do anything in the business major, I can say somebody that I looked up to and I was thoroughly entertained by my entire he had to get popped. Entertained with my entire life, picked me to have his retirement match. So, and I'm champion of his promotion right now.
The Deep
That's
South
what's up.
champion
Yes.
right
What's
now.
up. The Deep South champ.
Deep South champion. So I hope people got a chance to know you just a little bit more better.
Yeah,
That was my last ism or not. If not, we would love to have you on anytime. You're welcome. The doors are always open here on the
I
Three
love to
Amigos
talk,
show.
and I love to talk.
I see. I'm aware of that. I've took note, and it's okay because people are getting to know you and they want to know your story.
Mm-hmm.
And that was Ism or Not, the D3A style. Thanks so much for joining us. Let them know where they can find you. You have several pages and different things. Let them know where they can find you.
So for if you're on IG or Twitter, well, X. If you're on IG or X, it's at the Nausism. That's NAJASISM. Facebook Nausism. TikTok Nausism. Yeah, and I mean, if you get with me on those, YouTube, just look up Nausism too. Everything is pretty much Nausism. NAJASISM. How did I come up with the name? My name is Naja. I just added Sism on the end. It's not that complicated. And it's a one name. Coke, Pepsi. It's marketing.
Oh, Beyonce, Madonna, got it. Cher, got it.
Beyonce, yep, there you go.
I got it.
I swear I was trying to pronounce it. I was like, what the fuck is this? Like,
I just broke it down in syllables. That's how I thought it was.
I got one more question for Naja.
Go ahead.
When the sun crashes down, does it really hurt inside?
Huh?
Exactly.
When the sun crashes down, does it really hurt inside?
Nope.
Oh, good answer. Wow. Okay.
I don't know what the fuck
only
he's
black
asking.
man I know
That was your favorite wrestler's theme when it started.
Who?
Hulk Hogan.
When the sun crashes down, it
hurts inside. Gotta take a stand in the air.
Oh my god. All right. Yep. You know what? It's been a pleasure.
If you hurt my friends and you hurt my
Let him go.
I gotta be a man.
Mute this
I can't
goddamn
let it
microphone.
slide. I am a real American. So okay, yeah.
Fight for then again.
Oh my god.
Y'all gonna get me canceled on social
Fight for
media. Y'all gonna get me canceled. Don't get me canceled.
I wanted to sing the. What the?
Sheesh.
What
I bet you that ain't gonna be his wrestler of the week.
They be like, oh no, he. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I bet you. Yeah, they gonna be like, cancel this nigga.
Yes, this nigga is done. He wearing face paint and all that.
Nigga, right now. Thank you so much. I hope you guys, like I said earlier, got a chance to know him a little bit more. Like I said, the door's always open. Maybe you should come back. We can discuss a little elimination chamber. Come back with elimination chamber.
I would love that.
Episode, and you can be back on and we talk to you. That's next season though, because this is the announcement. You are our last guest of season 2. You gave us a lot of information. We appreciate you coming on. You the Deep South champion. You, like you said, you're a producer, director, wrestler, trainer, mentor, mentee. We appreciate you for coming on here on the Three Amigos show. Any of the other Three Amigos want to say anything before I go into the wrestler of the week?
I want to know your wrestler of the week, Naja.
That would be Nausism.
Oh, okay.
And I like that.
I like that.
I've been doing some big things the past. I'm the wrestler of the month because I've been doing a lot this past month and a half. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And I tell people outwork me. Like train more than me, do more shows than me, sell more merch than me. And if you do that, hey, I mean, I sell merch, I sell shirts at shows, I have fans constantly messaging me, want to take pictures, all that kind of stuff, and it's because I work for it. And nothing I've gotten has been given to me. I've earned it all. I have a lot of shit working against me. I'm black, I'm short, I'm small as hell. You know, I'm in Georgia. It is what it is.
I was gonna say that, but you said
I'm breaking through. Every limitation I have, I'm broken through.
You done gave us your wrestler of the week and you gave us your final thought. I like that.
Wow.
Period.
Wow.
Period.
Clap it up for Nausism, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. With that being said, Masquerade Cam, who is your wrestler of the week?
I mean, look, I'll be honest. I didn't watch everything this week that I wanted to watch, so my pool is very small. But I'm going to go with I would say the hot topic of the month, the rest of the month, CM Punk. His promo and his appearance on SmackDown, Tribute to the Troops, was really dope. I appreciate it. Shout out to JBL.
Yes, we got some real good heel commentary.
Come on, son. I know he don't need to check. You know what I'm saying? I got it. But like, if he could come back a little bit more often, you know what I mean? Show the world how it's done. Show them how the chops work. Huh?
Get rid of that Kelly Patrick.
Kevin.
I'm tired of him. I'm done with him. But yeah, so that's
JBL called him Kelly Patrick, so I'm calling him Kelly Patrick.
I know. But yeah, so shout out to CM Punk and and JBL. Anybody else? Who's next? Mash out.
My wrestler of the week is going to be Trick Williams this week. Phenomenal match, last night at Deadline, and and he definitely did his thing.
All right, Sour Diesel.
My wrestler of the week is Baron Corbin, and I want to give it up to CM Punk because he looks really happy. He looks like it's some positive energy, and I like what I'm seeing, and I want to see more from him. So those are my two.
Okay, I only got one wrestler of the week. I mentioned her a little bit earlier. I'm going to go back to NXT on Tuesday when she did that little slam to Otis. Let's not forget during the pandemic.
Oh yeah.
When Bianca carried the 300-pound Otis during the Bayley's Ultimate Athlete Challenge and what it did for her career after that. So this is a shout out to my boo-boo, Miss Lash Legend, NXT. That's my wrestler of the week.
Honorable mention, Randy Orton.
Oh, that's your honorable mention? You thought about it. All right.
Randy Orton, yeah.
But you gave your final thought in your wrestler of the week. It was you. Now it's Randy Orton. Okay.
I said the honorable mention is Randy Orton because we got to talk. He came back and he looked phenomenal.
It's fluid. It's fluid. The list is fluid.
Right. I see. Well, fluid is a very good word. With that being said, we're going to go into our final thoughts. Since you're already talking, Masquerade Cam, what is your final thought before we get on up out of here?
My final thought is just be yourself. You know what I mean? Stay positive. And keep it going. You know what I mean? Life don't stop until it stops. So just keep it going. You know what I mean?
Well, there you have it. Sour D's. Final thoughts?
Oh, final thoughts. In the words of Nicki Minaj, stay in your Tory Lanez, bitch. I'm not Iggy.
Okay. Okay. Wow. And Mash Out, your final thought?
In the words of the Migos, make sure you always walk it like you're talking.
Wow. Amazing. Naja, did you want to throw a final word or that was your final word?
Oh, God.
Brandon?
My final word, as always, is a random thought. And this random thought is, unless it is a mad, passionate, extraordinary love, it is a waste of time. There are too many mediocre things in life. Love should not be one of them. We love you all for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment. The Three Amigos here on YouTube. That is DATHREE Amigos on Instagram, and also DATHREE Amigos Podcast 1 at gmail.com. Naja, thank you so much for being our final guest. It's not about how you start out. It's definitely how you finish. And you have finished well as our final guest on season 2 on the Three Amigos Show podcast. And we are out.